Hello everyone and welcome to EH Fire Enthusiast. Here's what's coming up. First, we turn our attention to Arriva North London, where bus strikes and summer cab conditions are escalating, with some drivers warning that their cab temperatures are only going up by 2 to 3 degrees and some warning that they're exceeding over 40 degrees Celsius. Next, 22-day complete servants is designed to execute heavy engineering work that would otherwise require over a year of consecutive highly disruptive weekend closures. We turn to the final stretch of the 22-day Charing Cross terminal closure, which sees both London Charing Cross and Waterloo East opening in late August after its closure began on July 26th. Also ahead, weekend tube disruptions and Piccadilly line fleet status. We give you the latest on what's going on with the Piccadilly line trains and what they're currently doing elsewhere along the lines, such as the Bakerloo and the Piccadilly line itself. Plus, SL12 and autonomous trials. We give you the latest on the brand new Superloop, which is SL12, which is commencing its operations in September. And we also get a look at autonomous trials, with the London Assembly Transport Committee responding to groundbreaking supervised robocab trials beginning in London, with 15 autonomous passenger vehicles beginning operation on selected London routes as a one-year trial. Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm EH Fire Enthusiast in London. Today, we start off our show with the first segment where we are going to be talking about different things such as the bus network, as there's a lot going on, the final days of the unprecedented 22-day National Rail Terminal shutdown, and the critical upcoming tube closures. But first, we start off with Arriva North London bus strikes and summer cab conditions, where there's an urgent news report for transport passengers across North, East and North West London, starting from tomorrow and continuing through to Saturday. Over 1,500 bus drivers represented by Unite the Union will commence a series of multi-day walkouts across 8 major Arriva North London garages. This industrial action will trigger widespread cancellations and severe delays across dozens of key bus routes serving North London and parts of Essex. The dispute centres on severe working conditions inside bus driver cabs during summer heatwaves, and Unite members report that a vast majority of Arriva's current fleet relies on air cooling systems rather than standard air conditioning. During recent periods of high temperature, these cooling systems have proven inadequate, reducing cab temperatures by only 2 to 3 degrees Celsius and leaving drivers working in conditions where cab temperatures regularly exceed 40 degrees Celsius. Union representatives have highlighted extreme driver fatigue, heat exhaustion, and dehydration, major safety risks to both staff and the travelling public. The industrial action will directly impact operations out of the Barking, Edmonton, Enfield, Grays, Palmer's Green, Stamford Hill, Tottenham and Wood Green depots. This initial 2-day strike on August 14th and 15th is the first phase of a broad campaign of staggered walkouts planned throughout August, September and October. Now, City Hall has taken a notable stance on the issue, with Mayor Sadiq Khan supporting union guidance advising drivers of their legal rights under Section 44 of the Employment Rights Act 1996 to refuse to work in dangerously high heat. How this will affect the passengers? Relying on service transport in the affected sectors, Transport for London recommends seeking alternative travel options where possible, including local underground or overground or even national rail links. While Arriva management maintains that long-term fleet investments and cab cooling upgrades are underway, the immediate operational reality for the coming weekend is one of major service reductions across the northern quadrant of the capital. Now, going back to a story which we last spoke about on our very last programme, which was the 22-day Charing Cross terminal closure. London is currently navigating the final 3 days of one of the most complex national rail engineering blockades undertaken in central London. In recent years, since Sunday, July 26th, both London Charing Cross and London Waterloo East have been completely closed to all southeastern trail services. This massive 22-day consecutive blockade is scheduled to conclude late on Sunday, August 16th, with full terminal services returning for the Monday morning commute on August 17th. The £20 million Network Rail upgrade project was purposely scheduled during the late summer school holiday period to capitalise on an estimated 20% drop in typical commuter passenger volumes by consolidating complex infrastructure renewals into a single continuous 22-day window. The engineering teams have avoided spreading the work across more than a year of consecutive highly disruptive weekend closures. The scale of engineering has delivered during the window is extensive, and the Network Rail teams have replaced over 1,800 meters of track and renewed 16 sets of switches and crossing through the bottleneck approaching towards Charing Cross. Much of the replaced infrastructure has been in continuous service since 1990 and was identified as a primary contributor to the track circuit failures and the signal delays in recent years. Simultaneously, civil engineers have completed structural repairs on the 175-year-old Hungerford Bridge over River Thames and rebuilt platform foundations at Charing Cross and overhauled track drainage systems at Waterloo East to prevent low-lying track flooding during the intense summer downpours. Until service fully restores on Monday, August 17th, standard southeastern travel patterns remain heavily modified. Inbound services from Kent, East Sussex and Outer London normally serve Charing Cross and are being diverted to either London Cannon Street or London Victoria, or even London Blackfriars, with a significant proportion terminating even early as London Bridge. Ticket acceptance agreements remain active across the alternative transport modes, as southeastern passengers can now use the London Underground services at no extra charge, including Jubilee Line between London Bridge and Waterloo, or the Circle or District lines connecting Victoria, Blackfriars, Cannon Street, Embankment. And commuters are planning journeys through these corridors through Sunday evening should also verify that their journey travel times using digital planners, as the first and last train times will differ significantly from the normal timetables. Now, after the break, we'll be speaking about weekend tube disruptions and the Piccadilly Line's fleet status. That's coming up after this. Alright, right, welcome back to the program. Now, turning to the London Underground network, passengers have faced a combination of targeted weekend track closures and structural station works over the coming days. The timing of these closures coincides directly with the Arriva bus strikes, creating cumulative travel challenges across specific corridors. On the Piccadilly line, users experience localized service alterations that overlap with surface bus disruptions in North London. While Core Central line remains open, engineering teams continue trackside preparation and signal testing for the upcoming fleet of new inspiration of trains. Transport for London has confirmed that the introduction of the walk-through air-conditioned trains has faced minor timeline adjustments to ensure that safety and system integration ongoing weekend works windows are essential to upgrading the digital signalling infrastructure along the route. Furthermore, passengers travelling through West London should remember that the westbound Piccadilly line and District line trains will continue to bypass Barons Court station through the autumn due to major platform refurbishment. Passengers needing westbound services from Barons Court must travel one stop to Earls Court or West Kensington to change for westbound trains. Elsewhere on the Underground and Overground network, this coming weekend of August 15th and 16th brings noticeable planned closures. The Bakerloo line will see no service between Harrow and Wellstone and Queen's Park. Passengers travelling along this outer northwest section are advised to travel to London North Western Railway connections operating directly between Harrow and Wellstone and London Euston. On the London Overground network, similar track works will affect the Lioness line, which will see suspension along parts of its route. As always, surface replacement buses will always be operating along suspended rail corridors, but surface journey times will be extended. Passengers heading across or out of London this weekend are strongly encouraged to check the live TfL Go app before departing, allow extra time travel, and also utilize alternative rail links where surface bus operations are impacted by industrial action. Now we turn our attentions to a brand new Superloop, the SL12, and we'll also be talking about autonomous trials going on as well. Looking beyond the current operational challenges, TfL is advancing major strategic initiatives that promise to reshape urban mobility and also across the capital. Headline news from City Hall this week is that it's highlighting a massive milestone in autonomous transit alongside significant investments in Outer London, express bus infrastructure and the revenue network park protection. The London Assembly Transport Committee formally responded to TfL's regulatory approval of a groundbreaking supervised robocab trial in London. In partnership with technology partner Wave and riding hailing operator Uber, TfL has granted permission for up to 15 autonomous passenger vehicles to begin operating across select London routes on a 1-year trial basis. While this makes a major step forward for autonomous vehicle integration in the UK, regulators have imposed strict safety frameworks that during this initial phase, every vehicle will be required to operate with a fully licensed human, private hire driver behind the wheel, ensuring that manual override capabilities are always available there at all times. The Transport Committee has underscored that full unstaffed autonomous commercial operators remains a distant goal, citing detailed evidence gathered from international trial sites in San Francisco and in Oslo. City officials are prioritizing passenger safeguarding accessibility for disabled travellers, and strict road safety compliance before any expansion of driverless capabilities, which will be considered. The Assembly's comprehensive report on autonomous vehicles is expected later this month and will outline further recommendations on how autonomous tech can safely complement London's existing public transport network rather than exacerbate road congestion. Simultaneously, surface transport planners are finalising the launch of the much anticipated Orbital Express network, Superloop SL12, which is designed to transform the suburb to suburb mobility in East and North East London. The SL12 will establish a direct limited stop link between Gants Hill and Ferry Lane, Raynham. The route will serve key destinations including Romford Station, Queen's Hospital, King George Hospital, Elm Park, and Newbury Park, providing faster orbital connections that allow passengers to bypass central London transit bottlenecks and also the whole of the East London Connect as well. Crucially, the SL12 will introduce direct bus services into Ferry Lane Industrial Estate for the first time, which is delivering much needed transport links for the local employees and visitors. Now, this route will specifically be designed to feed into the heavy rail and underground hubs, facilitating seamless interchange with the Elizabeth Line, Central Line, and District Line. The route will see itself operating every 12 minutes during the peak hours. The service will also utilize new modern double-deck zero-emission electric buses, which will be equipped with USB charging, real-time route telemetry, and improved accessibility features, and also solidifying London's position as host to Western Europe's largest zero-emission bus fleet. And rounding out the strategic update, TfL has accelerated physical security upgrades across the underground network to tackle fare evasion and safeguarding issues. Commercial revenue following successful pilot testing, high barrier ticket gates are also being installed across major intermodal hubs, and these newly designed paddle barriers stand significantly higher and the standing gates, effectively deterring unauthorized push-throughs and vaulting attempts. Revenue protection officers report that these physical alterations combined with upgraded sensor software have already been produced and a measurable decrease in fare evasion at high volume stations. Now, together with the ongoing step-free accessibility network like at North Holt and Leighton, these structural and technological investments demonstrate TfL's dual focus, which is maintaining daily operational resilience while modernising the capital's transit infrastructure and making sure to maintain it for the decades ahead. And that is it for now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from London.